Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. And I can say welcome to Prasant, Gary, Nance, Buddy, and Skip. Good afternoon to you all. Knikkolette and I have just been talking, and she should be with us shortly. And I'm just watching out for Knikkolette to say hello, and then we can settle in and get underway. It's good to have you all here today. Just to note, I'll say this a couple of times. If you're watching on your iPhone, on the app, can you turn your phone sideways? You might see something slightly different to what we were seeing yesterday on the show with Rude. And we've just been talking to Knikkolette on Facebook Messenger, so should be joining us shortly. And oh, there we are. So I'm going to invite Knikkolette onto the screen, and we've practiced this once, so hopefully this time it will work as well, and all will be good. I'll just get myself into position so that I'm on the center of the screen. And Knikkolette, if you just take the same action as you did last time, we should both be on screen shortly. Welcome, Kevin. It's good to see you, and we should be starting the show in a couple of moments. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And if you want to say hello to people, if you top right-hand side, you can see viewers. If you want to say hello to people before we start.
Hello.
Yep, so it's Prasant, Gary, Buddy, Nance, Skip, all with us today. And thank you for your company. If you have questions during the show, then please type them into the live chat, and we'll take them as we see them. We're hoping to go for about 20 minutes chatting together, and then you all get the chance to come on screen and ask Knikkolette questions, and we'll see how it goes from there. So, without further ado, are you good to go, Knikkolette?
I'm good, thanks.
Good, right, okay. Good afternoon, or good day if you're in the USA, and welcome to this second in the series of Empire.Kred live events. And today I'm pleased to be joined by Knikkolette Church. Good afternoon, Knikkolette. Good day.
Yes, it's 11 o'clock here.
Yeah. Now, we've known each other for quite a while, but it's the first time we've actually chatted, because we've worked together on Empire.Kred for a couple of years now.
Yes.
Yeah. And your animated videos are all over Empire.Kred, aren't they?
They are. I've had a lot of fun making those.
Yeah, the fun shows through, and they're very informative and helped a lot of new players get into the game. Now, what we're talking about today is new players, but I want to start off with Empire.Kred, because a lot of people who watch this, certainly on replay, won't know what Empire.Kred is. So what is Empire.Kred to you? What does it mean?
It's just a way to help, I guess, help you with your social media, get it out there to more people. For instance, I work with a local nonprofit, and sometimes it's hard to get those tweets shared. So what I do is I will run a mission to get those tweets retweeted a little bit more.
Okay.
They have a small following, and the people who follow on those accounts won't necessarily know to retweet some of those tweets. So what I do on Empire.Kred is I will run a mission to get those tweets out there and shared.
Brilliant. Okay. How long have you been on Empire.Kred? When did you join?
2011.
Yeah, I've been on the site 5 years as well. That was sort of the boom period, wasn't it?
It was, and it's so funny. I struggled for many years. I think I stayed at a very low level for a long time. I didn't know what I was doing for the very longest time.
Yeah, getting to grips, because we've got the stock market, we've got the missions, and we've got the analytics, which help us as well, and then we've got the groups, the forums. But today we're going to concentrate on missions on Empire.Kred. Right. Okay. Let's start at the beginning. What is a mission?
Well, basically, a mission, it's basically a task, and what you can do is someone will create a mission or a task for someone to do, and it can either be visit a website, go to a Twitter account and retweet something for someone, maybe visit a Facebook fan page, comment or share it, or post, just do anything, maybe watch a video. It can be any number of things.
Okay. Now, when you're new to the site, should you take missions? Are they useful to you?
Oh, yes, absolutely. You can earn Eves when you do missions. You can, there's all different kinds of missions. There are gift missions, there are investment missions. So especially if you're new, you want to earn as many Eves as you can. And since there are different kinds of missions, and also depending upon how many social networks that you're on, you want to make sure, for instance, if you're on Twitter, participate in the Twitter missions.
Right.
If you're not on Twitter, don't participate in the Twitter missions. So you really want to be cognizant of the types of missions that you participate in. And you can look at the description of the mission before you take those Eves. Because you can get reviewed if you do participate in a mission and take the Eves. So you don't want to get a bad review for taking someone's Eves, because everyone has Eves, but getting those Eves aren't always easy. So you don't take somebody's Eves that they're giving in those missions because they come by them,
Right. Indeed, I'll come back to that in a moment, because it's a very important point, especially for new players, is the one of trust. Now, what exactly is a gift mission? What does it mean when you do a gift mission?
Oh, well, it's like if I give you a gift, there's no obligation to do anything. So a lot of people will give gift missions, say, here, this is my free gift to you. And a lot of the seasoned players, because they have extra Eves, because they've been on Empire Avenue or Empire.Kred for so long, they'll give gift missions. Let's say they have an anniversary. This is their 5th year on there, so they'll just give gift missions, or they'll give gift missions to new players, or they'll give gift missions to people in certain communities. They'll do it for a variety of reasons. I like to do that on occasion. For instance, investment missions are kind of like gift missions. I kind of have one running all the time. Here's Eves to invest in me. So it's just something to get to know people. It's free Eves to do what you want with, or free Eves to invest in either another player, or free Eves to invest in the player who are giving them out.
Indeed, yeah, and it's one way of helping new players along. So if you're a new player, you can go to the missions list and you can see all the gift missions that are available, and you should do those every day.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because it's free money, it's free Eves.
Oh, yes.
And the idea, one of the ideas of the game, is to get enough Eves from doing people's missions so you can do your own.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's why you're doing it. That's why you're doing it. That's investment missions. If you take an investment mission, you get shares in the person.
Absolutely, yes.
And dividends.
Oh, yeah, dividends are great. For instance, some players have like really high dividends, and you'll be overwhelmed sometimes thinking that you can't afford their to invest in them because their stock shares are so high. But if they have the investment missions, you may only be able to get one share in them, but their dividends are so high, you're earning more in them because you have that stock. And then let's say, for instance, they're a leader, you may earn double dividends.
That's true, and we'll come on to leads as well. I'm making mental notes here as we go along to actually come back to things. Yeah, I mean, the situation is, if you take a gift mission, you get the Eves. If you take an investment mission, you're going to get the dividends every day. So both those are no-brainers really. Those are the missions as a new place you take every day.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you then mentioned other missions, and the missions can be to visit any web page, can't they?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Let's say, for instance, you're a blogger and you want someone to visit your blog. Just, to get exposure, you can do that.
Yep.
Or you want someone to visit someone else's, like your friend's blog, or a charity blog, or maybe it's not a blog, maybe it's some other type of website. Just something to, like Facebook isn't necessarily, it's considered a website.
Yeah, that's true.
Twitter is a tweet, but Facebook would be considered a URL.
Indeed.
Like
Yeah.
Google Plus would be considered a URL, or Pinterest would be considered a URL. Instagram also would be considered a URL. For whatever reason, Twitter is considered a tweet, but the other social platforms are considered a URL. Videos are separate from that.
Okay. So let's visit tweets for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
You've got, as you've sent a tweet out, and you now want people to look at it
Mm-hmm.
and retweet it. So you can set up a mission to do that, can't you?
Yes.
Yeah. And people, now, this is where we come back to the trust thing. Today, when you start a mission, you don't expect people to do anything other than visit the tweet, do you?
You would like them to retweet the tweet, or perhaps like the tweet, maybe make a comment or something. It's not expected, but it's good manners.
Well, yes, because if you want people to do your missions, when you start doing your own new missions as a new player, then you've got to build up a reputation, haven't you?
Exactly.
And the reputation comes from building trust. And if you do a mission, whilst the mission request is just to visit the tweet, if you've got to know the person, then you can do a little bit more, can't you?
Exactly.
Yeah. So you could like a tweet, or you could retweet it if you got to know the person over a period of time. Now, the thing is that if you do take actions like that, as you said, when you run your own mission, people reciprocate.
Exactly.
Okay.
And not only that, let's say, for instance, you have a person that you've noticed does your missions on a regular basis, and they go above and beyond. That person's going to take a mental note of that, and maybe
Indeed.
they'll go above and beyond and do something special for you and run a special mission, like a special investment mission for you. Or they'll run a special mission to say, okay, well, I like Steve Healey, so I'm going to say, hey, everybody, why don't you go over to Steve Healey's Facebook page and like this post? Or why don't you go over to Steve Healey's Twitter account and retweet this tweet for him?
Yeah, that's a brilliant point, because a mission doesn't have to be about you, does it?
Oh, no, absolutely not. There's a lot of camaraderie, a lot of connectivity, a lot of, like, there was a time where I was doing a lot of investment missions for a lot of other people on Empire.Kred. I kind of got out of that habit whenever I was really focusing on this charity that I'm doing now. They're going through this period where they feed children during the summer. And almost all of my tweets now are focusing on their summer lunch program. So almost like all of my missions are for their summer lunch program. Now, once I get out of that, it's going to go probably back into the investments for the new people on Empire.Kred and the leaders of Empire.Kred, the investment missions.
Okay. Can you take a moment to explain what the summer lunch program is?
The summer lunch program for Must Ministries, what we do is there are children in 8 counties here in Georgia, and during the school year, practically the only meal they get is their school lunch. And during the summer, they don't have that. They're in poverty, and they would go without a meal every day. So Must Ministries collects food from a lot of the churches and businesses, and they make sack lunches for the children and they deliver them. And last year, I think they delivered 678,000 sack lunches in the summer.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So it's an excellent project to back, and you run missions for that, and people can follow those missions and they can tweet it out and retweet you. And basically what we're saying there is that Empire.Kred missions are not just about you.
Oh no,
Empire.Kred missions about yeah. Sorry, you could expand on that. I'm just here as but basically, if you have a good cause to promote and help, then Empire.Kred is an excellent place to do it, because people will help you without feeling a favour, because it's givers gain, isn't it? If you do
absolutely.
something
Absolutely. They've helped spread the word by retweeting about the summer lunch program. The schools come in, they make sack lunches, businesses come in, they make sack lunches, and everybody here on Empire.Kred has retweeted about all of these people coming in and making sack lunches. And it's just been able to spread the word about it, not just here locally, but everywhere else. And they have an account on Amazon called smile.amazon.com, and people are able to donate, peanut butter and jelly, all that type of stuff, and send it in to Must Ministries if they want to. They don't have to, but if they want to, and they've gotten donations, it's been really nice.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about the Empire.Kred community as well, because it is a giving community. People get to know each other and help each other. And it's not just helping each other in business, it's helping each other on projects, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And that's by getting involved. Okay, so you start off and you buy someone's shares, and then you start a conversation with them on their profile. Yeah. So when you're starting up, how's the best way to actually make connections with people? What's the best way?
I guess just saying hi. When you make an investment in someone, say, hey, just invested 200. When you're just starting out, that's either 200 or 400 is the max that you can invest. But when you're brand new, you don't have that many eaves, so just start out with 10. Spread the wealth with as many people as you can. You don't have to max out. So invest 10 here, 10 here, 10 here, 10 here, and then just go back to everyone as you get to know them. Don't feel like you have to blow the bank on one person. Just get to know everybody and just visit them and just say hello whenever you can.
Indeed, if you say hello, people notice it.
Absolutely.
And you can engage in conversations, and that's networking. I mean, you can also, people on our profiles, we've got links to our Facebook and Twitter accounts.
Absolutely, and not just on Empire.Kred, but on the other social media platforms as well. I've noticed, and it's really sad, when I first started on social media way a long time ago, I'm not going to say how long ago, Twitter especially was a lot more conversational, and now it's not. Facebook still is, but Twitter people would have conversations in the stream, and they don't anymore. It's really kind of sad. So now whenever I see someone having a conversation in the stream, I'll list them, and I will save that to a special list, and they'll be my favorite people that I'll have conversations with. So yeah,
because you can also, it's a great, Empire.Kred is a great place to find people and follow them on Twitter and make contacts on Facebook. If you hit it off with them on Empire.Kred, then you can take it further and connect on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I've made connections on a lot of other social media platforms, and you never know. It's like I even had a job offer from someone that I was friends with on Facebook. So you never really know where these connections are going to be and how far they will go.
Very, very, very true. Right, now we're going to come back to the missions again, because that's our central theme for today. What makes a good mission?
A good mission is going to be something that's going to be a clear title.
Okay.
You want it to be a short description. You don't want the description to be a dissertation, because people are going to want to complete multiple missions. So you don't want them to have to really figure out what exactly it is that they need to do. So
Right. Okay.
either a short description or a bulleted description that makes it clear and to the point. You don't want it to be complicated. Let's see. Let's see.
Okay.
Oh, they will be graded. So let's say, for instance, if once you do your mission and it has a grade of like C or D, then it's not a good mission. You're really aiming for a grade of an A. And let's say you've created your mission and you can't get to that A, and you really don't know what to do. What I have like a down and dirty trick. Let's say, for instance, you've done a mission and you really liked it, and it's similar to something that you want to do. I just copy and paste and create a new mission that way, and then I tweak it to make it to be what I want it to be. Right. There's no reason that you need to recreate, start from scratch and create a better mousetrap when there's already so many out there that are perfect.
That's good advice. So you use other people's missions as a template.
Exactly.
And adapt it for your own use. That's a quick way of getting missions going. Right now, we've had quite a few changes since People Browser and Kred took over, all of which are good. And thank you for them for supporting the site and everything. One of those changes that we've made is now we can have different graphics on missions.
Yes.
What impact has that made?
I think it makes it a lot more interesting, because back in the old days, it'd be the same graphic and you never knew if you had done that mission before. But now, if you have a different image for each mission that you're running, then you know whether or not you've completed the mission. So I just I take a picture with my phone and I upload it, or something from the internet. Just make sure it is relevant to the mission that you're running. Especially for the ones that I run for the nonprofit, I make sure that that image is relevant to the mission that I'm running.
The text you can do by template.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the reward.
Oh, okay. So this is especially good for the newbies. I know a lot of the missions have these really high-paying rewards, and those are the ones that a lot of people are interested in. They really want to earn a lot of Eves. But it's also very important to have a lot of the low-paying Eves, because there's this badge that everybody covets called the green badge. So we want to have a lot of the low-paying Eves as well, because if you want a green badge, you have to have a lot of the missions that are 5,000 Eves and lower, and those are hard to come by. And right now, what the thing is a lot of the leaders and a lot of the people with the big money are having to donate and create 5,000 Eves and less missions just so that we can earn the green badge. So we really need some more of those low cost missions.
Which is ideal for new players.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So if a new player doesn't create a mission under 5,000, then they'll get an audience.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're really looking for those low cost Eves missions.
So the way to stand out is to do a low cost mission, and people will come to you.
Absolutely.
That's pull marketing rather than push marketing. So Andreas would be happy with that. So that's a good idea for new players, is to put your missions out and don't go for the high value ones, go for low value.
Yeah, and in those you want to put in there green badge players. Perfect mission, green badge players.
Right. Now the other change we've had is the inversion. Normally when you send out a mission, you want to send it to everybody who has high scores on Twitter. Their Twitter account is up there. But we can now turn that around, can't we? And encourage people who haven't yet built up their Twitter account to take the missions and give them more rewards.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's another good step forward. Now, one that I've not used in missions is a private mission. Have you tried a private mission? Have you tried those?
I've not.
But basically, if you wanted to gift 100,000 Eves to a group of people, a set group of people, then you can do a private mission. And
Are you talking like for a certain community?
No, you've got the communities, yeah. It's okay. It's not been spoken about too much, but it's a private mission. You can put in 10, not your tags, usernames.
Oh no, I've not heard of that.
Right. Okay. So you could put Stephen J.H., Nance, Knikkolette, and only those people can do the mission. Okay. So there's a way of getting your mission more focused than scattergun approach. So that's something we should all look at.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll have to research that.
All right. Okay. Thank you for that, Skip. Private mission is same as a targeted ticker, and it's only a scaled mission. So yes, Skip's rightly saying that you can't send 100,000; it will be scaled. But that's a potential way of actually giving missions to new players. Because if you have a group of new players and you take them under your wing, do you sort of tutor new players at all? Help them?
I'm sorry, I was reading a thing.
Sorry, it's okay. No worries at all. I mean, we should encourage new players, shouldn't we?
Oh, absolutely.
Because we want new people to join and to play and to take our missions and to build up missions themselves. And as we just said, we're taking a breather for a moment. Thank you, Skip, for all the information. If anybody has questions, then you can just type them in text on the side. We've had, I think we've covered missions pretty from A to Z. What do you think? Have we missed anything out from your list?
Let's see if I have anything. I can't think of anything that we may have missed.
Okay, that's all good. And the key to it though is trust, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Because what we want is people to get to know us, and then when we do a mission and we ask that people to do something, they'll do it because we've helped them. So the more people you help, the better it gets. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And if anybody likes to come on camera with us and join Knikkolette and I, then just put your hand up, just type a 1 in the chat, and you can join us on camera and talk. Now, I'm not going to force anybody into the seat. I'm not going to name any names, but if you do want to come on camera and ask a question about missions, then you're more than welcome to do so. If you're on the iPhone app, you can come in. If you're on the web page on Chrome, you can come in as well. And it'd be delightful if somebody did join us on there. What I generally find though is that people enjoy watching. So if you've got questions, and Nance has said, normal, you should join us at Empire.Kred. And Skip. All right, Skip's saying that he remembers the backpack program. Yeah, lots of good things. So now we'll go out to be joined. Online video world, which is wonderful, in that people get to know each other and they see that we've got a live show. They just pop into each other's shows as we all do. And I was lucky enough to meet Roxanne the other day. And now we have another guest. So this is wonderful. This is what it's all about. And okay, we should have Buddy joining us in a moment. You just need to press the button, Buddy, and you'll be able to join us live on air. All right. I think we've covered everything about missions, haven't we, Knikkolette?
I think so.
Yeah. So we're open to any questions that people have got, and hopefully Buddy will be able to join us. We've just got the photo at the moment. I'm not sure.
Oh,
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
hello. Good afternoon, Buddy.
Hi. I have the camera aimed at the wall because I don't want you to see my messy desk.
Gotcha. No worries on that score. Just thank you for joining Knikkolette and I. Do you have a question or an observation? Sorry.
Well, I was mainly interested in learning how to use FireTalk and, practicing with it, getting on and getting off and so forth.
Right, okay.
I'm familiar with missions, but you did cover some interesting points that reminded me today.
Mm-hmm. Good. Yeah, I mean, the idea of the Empire.Kred live series is to basically reinforce what we already know about Empire.Kred. And the thing is, by talking to different people and learning how they play the game, we all learn. And that's why this afternoon has been brilliant, because we've exchanged views about how missions are run. And whilst at the end of the day you choose your own way, and there are no wrong ways, the more you know about getting successful missions done, the better, really. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's the end of my speech. Somebody take over. Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, the thing is about Empire.Kred, it's a great group of people, and we're grateful to everybody who's joined us here today. And as to Fire Talk, well, there's another show tomorrow, and I'm going to try and get my maths right here. The show tomorrow, if somebody can remind us, the show tomorrow, we're doing another show tomorrow night, I think, 3 o'clock tomorrow, 3 p.m. EDT tomorrow. It's myself and Nance, and we're looking forward to talking about Foursquare, which is a mystery to me. Do either of you use Foursquare or Swarm?
I used to. I don't anymore.
Right, I think that's my position too, so that's why I'm most interested.
I don't use Foursquare. The one network that I want to use more is Instagram. I have not really gotten used to taking pictures often enough to use Instagram, but can you explain why you think you want to use Foursquare?
No, I'm interested in why in people who are using Foursquare, because obviously it's part of the Empire.Kred score. So it's handy to know people who are. Am I wrong there, Knikkolette?
I used it until they changed it, and then I quit. I didn't like the way the changes that they made to the platform. So I don't know. It was harder to use.
Yeah.
So I just quit using it.
Well,
Skip did say something on here. Tips
Okay.
on writing a subject line to get people to read the mission. So I was thinking you want to draw people in, make it really, I guess,
eye-catching?
yeah, eye-catching, and I know the words that I want to say, but my brain and my mouth are not cooperating. You don't want to make it too long, but you want to make it relevant to what you're doing. And sometimes you need to put a number in it, or like the top 10, or I don't know. It's
Yeah. It's an art.
It is an art. Sometimes I'll have to go through 3 or 4 titles before I come up with a perfect one. So I like that Sally saying that's okay, Knikkolette.
Yeah, experimenting is the way to go. But I mean, with hundreds of missions appearing every day, you do have to do something to catch people's eye. And as you say, Knikkolette, just experiment with it. Buddy, all right, okay. If anybody's any questions, then please.
Is there a way to when a mission has been up for a while, the people don't notice it? Is there a way to sort of re-up it?
I put the date on it. If it's the same mission but a new date, I'll just put the current date on it.
Yeah, so you just clone the mission.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
clone it. In other words, if I after a couple days, people stop doing it. They don't see it. So I guess the only way to make people see it is to archive it and clone it.
Well, if you clone it, if someone has run it before, they can't redo it. You have to rerun it.
Okay, I stand corrected by the mission by Kevin and you, well, by yourself and Kevin. Welcome, Kevin. Okay, now a tip that came up yesterday when I was talking to Rude, which I'd like your thoughts on. I mean, basically, as we know at the moment, if you do a mission, it can fall from the first page pretty quickly. Although we've got brilliant search facilities, the second way to actually get people to notice an existing mission is to create a promoted mission and list all your missions in it. What do you think?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because basically the promoted mission stays up at the top longer, and you can then list all the missions that you've got, and people hopefully will read the text and do more of your missions. Your thoughts?
Oh, Skip's got a link that I used to use that I don't anymore. You can also find older missions, and then he has the link in there.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's just a question of finding a way to get them to the top. And I know promoted missions have a small cost attached to them, but there can be a way of getting getting ahead of the game. It's one way to do it. I mean, you're going to have people who do your missions regularly every day once you've built a reputation.
Benefits.
All right.
I have a question about Fire Talk. If I don't want to log out of the Fire Talk, I want to stay on as a guest, a viewer, but I want to drop off of the.
Drop off. If you top right of your screen, there's an X.
I see a down arrow and it gives me a chance to log out, but that's all.
No, that's okay. That's probably it. If you just say log out, you'll still be on the script on the side chat.
Okay.
Or
try it.
Okay, go for it. Right. Okay. Now we've had a wonderful chat, and we've now got a question that's come in from Sally. Right, and the question is some of the benefits of the relationships that you've forged on Empire.Kred. What any tangible things that you can talk about, or just a good, great friendships? I mean, we've both met hundreds of people over the years that we wouldn't have known apart for Empire.Kred.
Well, then there's plus lots of communities. You know, you have the leadership where they just had a drive recently where everybody was donating, the leaders, so other people could become leaders. They have really fun things like throw moon pies and snowball fights and all these other things. So it can be fun.
Yeah, there's the full moon, there's Expendapalooza.
Oh yeah, I love the full moon thing every month.
Yeah, indeed. And thanks going out to Des for running that event every month, because it basically the events that, I mean, Sally and her team as well, and Nance, all behind the scenes, and Skip helping run the events, and we thank you for that.
Yeah,
because,
so many different events.
Yeah, so much going on, and it's the opportunity to get to know a lot of people, and mix either live, you know, when the full moon's on for 4 or 5 days, and you
then
can
there's
throw
the
moon
group on Facebook, you know, all the things going on with that.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, back when we started, there was the X-Bar group on Facebook, wasn't there? Yeah, and another one, whose name I can't remember. Somebody might be able to remind us. Yeah. All right, and tomorrow I've got a reminder from Nance to remind me, to remind you, to remind everybody here that Karen and Nance are on here on Fire Talk tomorrow, 3 p.m. EDT, is that the right way to do it? EDT? ET? EST?
Eastern Standard Time?
EST. I always type EST, but some people keep telling me off. EDT, says Kevin. Eastern Time, says Nance.
Okay.
Daylight, says Kevin. Brilliant, Kevin. Okay. It's during the daylight tomorrow. It's not a full moon weekend, so you don't have to keep watching the moon. But we'll be here 3 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. in the UK, because there is always a 5-hour time difference. And we've had a blast today, and it's been a joy, Knikkolette, to meet. Would you like to say thank you to everyone?
Well, it's been a blast. I appreciate it. Everyone's support.
Yeah. Yeah, and thank you for everyone who's joined in. You're most welcome, Buddy and Kevin. Yes, we do call it summertime, Kevin. I can see a lot of banter going on now. People have got going. So thank you, everyone who's been here today. Knikkolette and I are very happy that we've been able to chat for this last 15 minutes and tell you more, or Knikkolette more than I, has spoken about how to do missions as a new player, what to do, and basically, just to recap, if you're a new player on Empire.Kred, do the gift missions, do the investment missions, because you're winning in terms of getting money to spend on your own missions and eaves. Do any mission you can. If you want to build up a good, I'm only repeating what you said, Knikkolette. So if you want to get a good reputation, if somebody says, look at my tweet, and you like the tweet and you like the person, then consider retweeting it. If you help other people, they will help you, and that's what makes the world go around, and that's what makes Empire.Kred go around. And you're all a very special group of people. Thank you for being with us today, and we'll see you tomorrow. As Kevin says, sometime in the summer. We'll see you again. Knikkolette, it's been a great pleasure, and I look forward to chatting again.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. And goodbye from us. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.